Today on All Things 80s, we've got a box of 80s artifacts. Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now, as you may know, I had to return to Scotland last year to clear out my parents' house, which was a pretty horrible thing to have to do. But in doing so, I did find a drawer that was full of little bits and pieces from my childhood. So I threw them into this little box to bring them back with me. And this is the first time I'm going to sort of go through this stuff. So I thought it might be a bit of fun to show you what things that I have saved since the 80s. So let's go ahead, open this box and see what little bits and pieces I've kept since my childhood. Okay, so as I said in the beginning there, I found this drawer in my parents' house that had a lot of these old knickknacks that I'd saved for many decades, so I just threw them into this box to bring them back. So this is the first time I'm really going to take a good look at this stuff. I guess if you saw the address, it's no big deal because that house is no more in my life, I'm afraid. But anyway, this, I think it's Matchbox. I cannot see that. Yeah, Matchbox. This is obviously from the 70s. This is classic 1970s chopper style motorcycle. I recall this having a big yellow action figure that went with it. That was nowhere to be found. This thing is pretty filthy. And all of this red you're seeing, that used to be chrome. You can see on the back here. I would love to get one of these again, like complete, with the little yellow man that used to ride on it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. This was a great, great toy. Wonderful. Wow, oops. So many things here that have managed to remain reasonably intact. Again, another Matchbox army troop carrier type vehicle. Lovely, lovely stuff. Loved that. Now this, funnily enough, probably Matchbox, but I can't. Actually, this is made in England by Lesney. Now I think Lesney were the company that did Matchbox, but this must be from well into the 70s. I can't see any date. But this ice cream truck, I actually remember getting this from a friend in primary school. It was primary 2. I don't know if he gave it to me or if I did a swap for it, but his name was Philip, I think. And yeah, he kindly gave me this little ice cream truck that obviously I've kept ever since. Wonderful. What's this? Wow. Now is this could this be like a Captain America type thing? I don't know. Obviously Matchbox 1975. Wow. I cannot read that, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's complete. I don't think it's broken in any way. Yeah, I had many Matchbox cars. You know, all young lads in the 80s, they had their Matchbox cars. Ah, Coca-Cola. Enjoy Coca-Cola. I'm trying to see if I can get any dates on this one. Oh, cannot see anything. This is a Corgi Juniors. Made in Great Britain. No date. Now Corgi Juniors, so we had Corgi and we had Matchbox. So those were the two big manufacturers of little die-cast cars and trucks. This is very nice. Yes, it's held up reasonably well considering how old this is. Pretty cool. Ah, James Bond. This is a Corgi Juniors Lotus Esprit. And this one, I'm not seeing a date on it. Yeah, I thought this was the coolest car. Now this was the one that went like a submarine. Fantastic. Now I see another one. Now I remember this was also James Bond. Although, yeah, 007. I don't know what movie that was, but yeah. fantastic. Wow. Very similar to the in build to the Batcopter I used to have, which was also Corgi, I believe. I don't know why these keep coming together. Yeah, I had a lot of fun running around, you know, wheel, 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 like this. And I think now this one, is this Moonraker? No, this is just called Space Shuttle. I remember you could flick something, oh, there we go, get the landing gear to come down and retract, and this used to open if I remember correctly. There we go. Wow, that's remained in reasonable condition. I'm sure if I were to, you know, get some paint, I could touch these up, make them look almost new again. Now this one's interesting. I like this. I'm trying to remember. I knew that I got hold of some unopened Matchbox vehicles last year, but I can't remember if this was one of them or not. I'll need to look into my other box of stuff. But this one is definitely from the 70s. In fact, this is 1972. This is the Flying Bug. It's obviously based on a Volkswagen Beetle, but very cool. And this guy, he even has a monocle, I think. So he's got his big handlebar moustache, a monocle, and what appears to be like, obviously the insignia here. So this is like a German of some type. Very cool though. Yeah. And any more cars? Yeah, now this one, Wrist Racers. Now, when I did my Dukes of Hazzard Wrist Racers video last year, I did make reference to this car where I said I remembered having one that was a generic car, but it had metallic finish, and it does indeed still have the nice metallic finish to it. It still winds. Still works. Fantastic. Now this was a real favourite of mine. I loved motorbikes, but especially loved dirt bikes. I was never, as a kid, if you were to say to me back then, you can have any bike you wanted, it would have been this style of bike. Reminds me of the TV show, I'm going to say Kickstart, where they used to have, you know, amateurs come on and ride an obstacle course with their dirt bikes. And this one, brilliant. No manufacturing details that I can see. But yeah, I can't really describe the feeling I have holding this right here in 2020, knowing that this is the same bike that I used to play with back in the early 80s. Yeah, it's quite, I don't want to get emotional, but it's a very strange sensation. A lot of plastic soldiers and things, but here we have a Transformers pencil, and it looks like Megatron on the top there. Yeah, that's lasted rather well. Don't know if it's a bit moldy on the end there. But yeah, Transformers, robots in disguise. And this one is a Bell's Scotch Whisky pencil. I loved these triangular pencils because they would fit in your hand so well. Damn, I do remember this pencil actually. More so than I remember having a Transformers pencil, but I do remember this. Well, in fact, I had a few of these. I guess they came in a pack. Interesting. Now, onto the plastics. Now, these toy soldiers, how many do we have? I guess 4. These are toys that gave me hours of pleasure as a kid. I don't know, that one looks kind of, is he Japanese? I mean, this one, no question, this is a Japanese infantryman of some kind. This looks like an American, as with this one. And it was always cool when you got a packet of these soldiers, because you always wanted the ones that had the that weren't on a base and could lie flat. I think his gun's broken, though, but that's whatever. Yeah, obviously there's no manufacturer on these. These were like mass produced. Everywhere you went there were bags of toy soldiers for sale. But I would dearly love to get more of these. Such a simple toy, but so much fun was had with these. Brilliant. And again, in a similar vein, looks like somebody got some knights here. One, two. What's that? That's a knight. And okay, wow. These, that's not a knight. This is a knight. Wow. Yeah, such simple, little plastic moldings, but they gave us a lot of fun. I think I had a cardboard cutout castle that I played with these on. But yeah, these are pretty good. And this kind of gives us hope for those of you that have these expensive Star Wars vintage collections. There's absolutely no degradation of the plastic in this whatsoever. So this is it, we're talking 40 years old here. At least 40 years old. So these have held up. There's absolutely no issue. They're not sticky, they're not melting away or anything. They've completely retained their form, so who knows, maybe Star Wars figures will last another 40 or 50 years before they really start to break down. This looks like to be a cowboy. Yeah, we've got a cowboy there. I saw another knight, I think. Yep, there we go. Can you see that? Another nice knight. But I saw this one, and this one looked to be like Apache Indians with the wolf headdress. I honestly don't remember them, but I'll keep them regardless. Now this is what we called a parachute man. And very simple concept where there'd be essentially a plastic bag with string on it that would go through this loop in his head. And you would either drop him from a great height or you could throw him up in the air and he would come descending down in his little plastic parachute. Again, very inexpensive toy, but provided hours of entertainment. Now, what's this? Zoo animals. I can honestly say I do not remember these at all, but they are reasonably nice. Gorilla and a tiger, but maybe if I give it some more thought, I would know what they were. But elephant, horse. These are parts from the Action Jack action figures that I briefly mentioned in a video recently. All accessories for that, and these are actually somewhat more modern, I think. These are, is it Monster Munch possibly? No, but this is not from the 80s, I don't believe. But maybe that's one, and we have another one. Yeah, I don't know why I held on to these. These could be from the 80s. I really don't know what these are. Anyone know? Comment below. But yeah, that was a quick look at some of my artifacts that have lasted many decades. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that little glance back in time there at some of the things that for whatever reason had never been thrown out in the last 3, almost 4 decades. One thing I do like are those toy soldiers. That's something I'm a big fan of, and I need to try and find more of those. But anyway, I want to say thank you to the Patreons for supporting this channel. Thank you all for watching, and please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.